Early pod today, huh?
Early pod, yeah. You can hear it in our voices. We have the early voices today.
Yeah, nice and early, smooth voices.
Yeah.
I never got how some of these radio guys live. The people who do the morning shows 6 a.m. That's just their whole fucking life. They wake up at 3, 4 a.m.
Yeah, I used to think that with Mike and Mike all the time.
Yeah.
Them starting at 6 a.m. You legit have to get up at 4:45. Your whole I would never be able to do it.
No.
Because I can't go to sleep at 8.
Yeah, and that's you miss all the good stuff.
Right. No, people can do it, though. I think a lot of them have to be functioning on 6 hours, right? Like a 10:30 sleep time. It's not healthy.
I need to get my 8.
Yeah, I need 8. No, I really do.
It's just perfect. And I wake up at 8 now. I rarely go over, but if I don't get my 8, oof. You don't want to see me.
You don't want to see me without my 8. LeBron gets 10. LeBron's a 10 advocate.
I should start getting 10.
I mean, he's got the time, so. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Suit Podcast. I'm Bo Oliver, joined here today just with Aaron, the Nerd Suit Monkey. No Teddy, no Nash. Asked them both. They couldn't make it. Working. Priorities. Fucking assholes. But we're back to talk about the world of movies, TV, video games. We've got some Marvel news that people were really excited about. Some superhero news in the realm of TV. And, we could talk video games, actually, but we probably won't. Aaron, how are you feeling today? Oh, listen to us. iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, all those places. Social media, Nerd Suit Monkey. Almost got it.
Damn.
Bo Soup.
It's early. We'll give you a break.
Bo Soup.
No,
I'll edit that out.
I've been doing well. Just living in.
That bad, huh? That's what they say. You ask a white person, how's it going? And they say living. They down bad. That's how you know. It's a red flag.
Nah, I mean, everything's been pretty much the same. I have no new developments.
I thought you were going to say just peachy.
What? Is that another thing?
Could be. Yeah, definitely.
What about you?
I don't want to answer that.
Just
what is this, therapy? What are you, interrogating me?
No, I'm just asking.
I'm not going to lie to the people. No comment. I plead the fifth on how I'm doing.
I think you're doing good.
Well, that's what counts. From the outside looking in, he's probably doing well.
Gearing up for Ted's wedding?
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for, I think it will be a fun time. Weddings are, I get all grumpy about having to prepare for them. The suit and tie.
Yeah.
Going there. But once you're there, you got some alcohol. Alcohol always helps. I'm happy for Teddy.
How much money are you giving him?
Oh, I can't say that. I can't divulge that on the pod.
Well, I feel like we have to all agree because then.
No, I'm not doing that with you guys.
Why not?
Because I'm not looking for the debate.
There's no debate. You don't want anyone to look bad.
I don't know. Well, I'm giving him.
No, you're not.
That was the plan.
Are you kidding me?
It's Teddy's wedding, man. It's a one-time thing. I've never really done anything for him in his life.
Oh, he doesn't deserve that.
It's for Teddy, and it's also so I can rise the ranks of his friends. So he thinks, maybe I owe it to Elena.
Damn, I knew I'm about to get married.
Someone from the pod who wants to marry the Nerd Suit Monkey. Well, do you want to just jump into the stories here?
Yeah, sure.
Well, the first big story is Marvel releasing their slate for Phase 4. Pretty much just Phase 4, and we got some titles, some subtitles, and some release dates. So that was pretty cool. I mean, I'm going to pull up this slate here because people actually do come to us for news. So they're going to want some cold, hard numbers.
7.
But
12.
Those are some cold-ass fucking hard numbers. Jesus.
63.
Relax. Give me a decimal, please. Square root. What did you think about this news? How did you react when you saw everybody getting hype? Anything stand out to you? There were a couple standouts for me.
The first look at the Eternals was cool because we haven't really seen much about that. That's a movie that we probably, or not probably, we should have seen by now. But, I don't know if you know, there was a pandemic or whatever.
Yep.
But I thought that was interesting. I also found the Marvels news a little, not weird, but I was surprised because we were expecting just straight up Captain Marvel 2, but it looks like it's going to be a shared movie with Miss Marvel now. And we did get a first look at her costume, I think, earlier in the week. I don't know if you saw that. It actually looks pretty fresh.
No, Miss Marvel?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that costume.
That's what it's going to be, right? Like a joint movie?
I think so.
Okay.
And Miss Marvel she's the young hero, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that I was asking you before the pod. I was like, what the hell is the Marvels?
Marvels.
Yeah, the Marvels. Marvels.
Bells.
I keep wanting to say the Marvels because they do the thing that bit in Captain Marvel when he's "Please, Mr. Postman" by the Marvels. That was interesting.
And Carvel. Good ice cream place. Is that national?
I think it is because they have the free ice cream day on Wednesday. Everyone seems to know about that.
Go for a fucking Fudgy the Whale right now.
Fudgy the Whale.
Isn't
that what they called Teddy in high school? I hate those jokes, but I couldn't resist.
I had a fucking wild weekend of eating this weekend. Ate like fucking garbage. Once you start, you just can't stop.
Oh man,
it's like
it was that tweet you sent out, right?
What?
You lost the 40 pounds. You felt like you could treat yourself.
Yeah, pretty much. I know. I was actually I still made it. I still ate like shit, but after that, it was Sunday. I'm like, fuck it. Who cares? It's not gonna kill me.
No.
I'm still alive.
For now.
Yeah, that's true. God, don't fucking tempt me with a good time.
I thought you got off track and you were going to eventually get back on track. Are you getting back on track?
I'm back on track.
Okay.
I'm looking at the other news. And the Wakanda Forever, the Black Panther sequel. So we still really don't know how they're gonna, I guess.
Because you started with the Marvels and then you got to
Carvel.
And I was looking at the
eating
slate.
like shit.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I feel like an audience member that drifts out and then comes back. What the hell?
I like to play association games. Word associations.
I know, you're a big word
very
association
fun
guy.
But yeah, we still really don't know how they're gonna do with everything with Chadwick Boseman's death and how they're gonna kind of either. Well, they're not going to replace him, but what they're going to do with Black Panther going forward. Who's going to take up the mantle? Is it going to be Shuri, or are they going to just leave it as is? So I think those are probably the biggest things, because we already know a lot about, well, not a lot, but I mean the hype for Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. We already know what those movies are going to be to some extent. So we didn't really get anything really new on that, but...
yeah, we'll go over some release dates here. We have Black Widow, July 9th, 2021. Shang-Chi coming this year, September 3rd. Eternals also coming this year, November 5th. Spider-Man No Way Home, December 17th. Doctor Strange is 2022, March 25th. Thor Love and Thunder, May 6th, 2022. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, July 8th, 2022. The Marvels, November 11th, 2022. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, February 17th, 2023. And rounding off Phase 4, for at least the release dates that we know, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, May 5th, 2023.
2022 is about to be fucking sick.
Yeah, 2022 is...
Doctor Strange, Thor, Black Panther, and the Marvels.
Yeah, and even to end this year, because of 2020, it feels like we've been so long without a Marvel movie. A year and a half is not that long. But we're gearing up here. We're gearing up for 3 quick ones, back to back to back.
Yo, we might get some Spider-Man shit soon.
Yeah, we might.
For some reason, that movie doesn't feel like it should be coming out this year.
Right. All of these release dates did actually surprise me. Even Black Panther, I didn't realize that, 2022 is a year from that release date. We're like a year out, a couple months.
Spider-Man was the first movie in Phase 4. And then it's about to be, the third one's going to be like the fourth of Phase 4.
Right. Yeah.
They're just pumping these out, huh? You think that's like a large part due to Sony?
With how quick? Oh, because they can handle a lot of... Basically, they have 2 studios working on it, is what you're saying.
Or that, and they just, they don't... I mean, Disney
Marvel does make it.
All the resources.
Yeah.
They can afford to not have Guardians for 7 years. Sony's like,
Oh, you're saying that we need to get these out.
We need Spider-Man.
We need to keep Spider-Man in the
I
minds
need to
of the
eat.
People. Right. When are they just going
to... got that Mickey money.
We didn't talk about that deal that they signed, the Netflix-Sony deal.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
Netflix, Sony, Disney Plus and
Plus.
Sony, right? That Sony titles are going to start releasing on Disney Plus. Just kiss already. Just give up Spider-Man already. Something. I like the fact, obviously, that they're continuing to work together. It's always been up in the air, but I think after that last issue that they were having, what was that, like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
That was weird, even thinking about those times when Tom Holland couldn't even talk about it. I think that this is a relationship that's going to continue until the MCU calls it a wrap.
It's toxic.
It's toxic, yeah, it definitely is. They're the 2 parents fighting over Spider-Man. I mean, he's a great kid, right?
I mean...
He's just got to know it's not his fault.
Yeah. I think if you're Sony, you gotta realize he's happier. All of his friends are there. He's comfortable there. You just got to let him go.
He'll like you when he gets older.
He could still come on weekends.
Yeah, exactly.
Summers.
Take him to the arcade. I'm 19, Dad.
As you get older, it kind of drifts away a little, but they're still there. Sony will be there for you, Tom.
Sony goes bankrupt. Bought by Warner Brothers. What the hell? All of a sudden, Spider-Man's murdering people in cold blood. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. I don't like quantum physics or anything with quantum.
Yeah, I don't get it. So
it's just such a...
My immediate reaction when I don't understand something is to hate it.
Right.
So
it's magic, so I just don't like it. Magic science. I'm so interested in seeing what they're going to do with Black Panther. It's a tall task because you have to make a new movie that continues on the success of the first one. You have to find a way to respectfully honor your star, Chadwick Boseman. And then you have to deal with the elephant in the room. Will there be a new Black Panther? Is this going to take place at another time? I think it could be a flashback movie or prequel that doesn't really lead into Black Panther. I still see. That's why I'm.
So is it Neymar supposed to be in it?
Yes. Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they're setting up that
messy?
side of the world,
that's a little soccer humor for you.
Yeah. I don't know how he has time between soccer. Because I'm just standing on the shoulders of your joke there.
Yeah. Are you gonna be busy 2027?
Don't steal this joke. Don't. I already booked my tickets for Derrick Rose's Hall of Fame induction.
We talked about this too when it immediately happened. The first reaction is kind of like, don't recast, honor the character and all that. But as time passes and you think about it, it's just it just sucks that we don't have this character in the MCU going forward. And
that's why
it's such a delicate line to try to balance on, and
it is. You're going to disappoint people. I think I always thought the best course was recast because, like you said, time has passed, and with the way that Marvel tells their stories, you'll just look at Chadwick Boseman as the Phase 3 Black Panther, and I think that's really cool that he exists in this phase. His story was very much told. Obviously, there was going to be more with this character, but it feels like a complete character. His arc from Civil War to his movie to him returning in Endgame and him fighting in Infinity War. It's kind of a great ride we had with him, even if it is a short ride. That's why I think there still is a respectful way to cast another great actor. There's a ton of them out there to pick up the baton and carry it to the finish line. We don't know where that finish line is. Like we said, this could continue forever. But I think there is a way to honor the actor and the character through a recast. But if that's not the route they're going, hey, they're the professionals, right? Ryan Coogler hasn't missed with the movie. It's also it's such a big franchise too. So, like I said, you want to make a good movie.
No, there's a lot they're gonna have to try to work out in this movie, and I'm sure they've been working on a plan and kind of where they're gonna take the story going forward. But
yeah, people much smarter than us.
Yeah. And obviously, in the grand scheme of things, worrying about what they do in this movie franchise compared to what happened to Chadwick is it's not even comparable, but, it's still something that it's still a big deal within the MCU, but just what those movies mean in general.
Right.
So
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, that also feels kind of right around the corner.
2023? I can't even think that far into the future.
2 years, dude. The way that time moves. I mean, 2 years ago was 2019, right?
Yeah, I was talking about this the other day. It was sometimes I don't realize how old I am. Not that I'm old, but I still think I was just 24 yesterday.
Right.
And I really don't know where the time went.
I was 23 until I turned 27. In my head, and now I'm 28, even though I'm not 28 yet. Huh. I tell everyone I'm 28. Now I'm aging myself. I don't even know what day it is.
It's the past 5 years have just been a goddamn blur.
The pandemic didn't help whatsoever, dude. That year truly is a fucking blur.
I just want to hit pause sometimes.
Okay, Adam Sandler and click. He does that, right?
Yeah, he pauses things.
Yeah, he pauses. It's a remote.
But I would use that I would pause and just just sleep more.
I always used to think about that in high school. I wish I could just pause time and take a 3-hour nap. But usually I just slept in school.
I'd be terrible. Actually, no. Because in Click, if you fast forward, you go into autopilot mode.
Okay, I haven't seen it. I miss Click.
It's you're there, but you really don't know what happened. You're kind of just like a zombie. So
That's interesting.
I feel like I've been in autopilot for a while.
His wife. Who's his wife in that movie? She's got to be a baddie.
Kate Beckinsale.
Right? Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
Wow. That might be his baddest wife yet.
Yeah.
He made some sort of deal with the devil. That guy. It's like, I'm going to make movies that aren't funny, but everyone's going to think they're funny. My wife in them is hot every single time. Then everyone's going to hate me. Then I'm going to play the greatest role of all time in Uncut Gems. Deal?
Still have a hot wife.
Yeah,
And a hot girlfriend.
Right, and a hot wife and a hotter girlfriend. Ridiculous. And best friends with Lakeith Stanfield. And KG. KG.
Were they best friends? I feel like that was kind of a...
Toxic.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You don't think you and Nash would get into some wacky adventure like that if you were dealing diamonds? Nash
Maybe.
gives the fucking
The
rock
diamond-
to
The Diamond Game is a tough
Jared
game.
Dudley.
Jared
You guys are chasing around Jared Dudley.
Well, yeah, Selma Hayek in Grown Ups.
fucking
Drew Barrymore like 8 times.
Right.
Brooklyn Decker. Good for you, Adam.
Chris Rock just looking at him like, you motherfucker. You know, his Saw movie, I'm interested in that.
Really?
Looks different. I don't know if he fits the part. He may be the worst part about it. He's not that convincing of a detective, but I like the idea of grounding it into like a Seven sort of style movie.
That is interesting. I'm kind of...
You just get
I'm
indifferent.
lukewarm on Saw in
Yeah,
general.
right. Well, they don't deserve anybody to be excited about their franchise. They don't deserve the excitement.
I mean, early Saw.
Early Saw was
That was
great.
revolutionary stuff.
Seriously, no, that first Saw movie really is just a stroke of genius. I like 2 and 3. I didn't really see the others.
Got a little wacky at the end.
Yeah. Fucking body horror, man. Freaks me out. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about here? Thor, Love and Thunder, Marvels. Fantastic Four, it was teased. No date. You imagine that could be late 2023. I could see that Christmas 2023. That seems like a good Christmas movie.
Really?
For
No
the
cast yet? No anything?
Oh, but they turn these bitches out, man. 2021, they'll have this shot and ready by the end of 2022. You would think. Did you see that Roger Clark? He's a voiceover actor. He was Arthur in Red Dead Redemption, Batman in Arkham Origins. He hinted that he might be voicing the Thing. So there's your little hint at a casting.
So the guy who's the cast as the Thing is not going to voice the Thing.
And no, I think he's going to be the Thing.
Already
as well.
be the Thing?
He'll be the physical actor, but if he turns into the Thing, you don't need to be that normal for that long. I think that's the way to go for the Thing, because he is going to be CGI. You give him a voiceover role.
You know, I liked Fantastic Four 2. I like the Thing and the blind person's relationship.
Kerry Washington?
That was nice.
Yeah. That was sweet.
Mm-hmm. I should do that again.
Kerry Washington, we need more of her and things.
I hear she's playing Adam Sandler's wife in this next
Fucking
movie.
asshole. I rewatched the Pirates trilogy over the weekend, and Zoe Saldana is in the first one.
Yeah.
And they just didn't bring her back for 2 or 3. Because I was thinking to myself, this has to be the sexiest franchise of all time. The sex appeal in these movies are just off the fucking chain.
Like
but not
Keira Knightley, Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, Johnny Depp in his prime, Jeffrey Rush as a pirate. I mean, come on. What's his face, the dude who plays Norrington?
Well, speaking of pirates.
Is this a transition?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Taika Watiti.
Oh, right. Why would you transition to this story?
I don't know, because you brought up pirates!
I don't know anything about it.
I can't go to Green Lantern off pirates. Green Lantern, let's see. I'm
Space Pirates?
bragging about my word association, so let me try to get the pirates to Green Lantern.
Fucking asshole.
Let's see. Just bring up Green Lantern.
No, let's talk about the pirate show. Apparently it's he's going to be playing Blackbeard. Not too familiar. I know the name. He's a notorious famous pirate that was pirating, doing stuff. And it's going to be a comedy series, Our Flag Means Death. Taika Watiti, somebody made the joke that he's going to be like, why is there skull and crossbones on the flag? Doesn't that kind of give it away that we're bad guys?
I could see that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Pirate comedy. I want pirates being pirates. Why can't we just have...
Pirates are joking. Pirates are funny.
But I want to see, pirates are supposed to be scumbags. I want to see the Sopranos version of the pirates rather than... I love the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but they are fantasy PG-13. They do get darker.
Yeah.
But I want to see pirates. Like asshole pirates
Most-
that need to be taken down.
What they don't tell you in the movies is that most of the pirating is just hanging out in the boat with your boys. You know, guys being dudes sailing the seven seas.
I've never seen Black Sails. Maybe I should just go ahead and watch that because that's supposed to be R-rated pirates, and I think Blackbeard is in there as well. So
I like Taika Watiti just
I like Taika.
picking characters. Blackbeard, Hitler. He's got a
What the hell's wrong with him?
nice range there.
You want to move on to the Green Lantern story?
Sure.
Yeah, look at that. HBO Max is also developing a Green Lantern series, and I read that it's actually going to start with the original Green Lantern. I can never remember the motherfucker's name, but that it is going to start in... No, Guy Gardner is... Well, that we have the casting here, Finn Wittrock, who he's been in many things, young actor. He will be playing Guy Gardner, and they described his character as sort of a 1980s douchebag, essentially, but very lovable. So, like a lot of the characters in the 1980s, a jock type, macho. Contrasting him with the original Green Lantern from the 1940s. That could be interesting. I wonder if it will involve some time travel or some passing of the lantern. But it's I remember when they talked about the Green Lantern movie, the director, who was it? Martin Campbell, I think it was. He's like, we didn't know what to do with his powers. And also, it takes a lot of fucking CGI to make that shit look good. I wonder if they can pull it off on TV.
Yeah, it is wacky powers because just whatever you imagine, you can create. I'm excited for this. I mean, Green Lantern is
Alan Scott.
okay. Obviously, everyone's gonna point to that Ryan Reynolds movie, but I think in all the animated movies and all the animated shit, I really enjoy Green Lantern, and I don't think we ever gotten Guy Gardner. We've gotten Hal Jordan and
John Stewart in the comics.
Yes, and John Stewart.
I mean, in the cartoons.
So I do remember, the only thing I really remember from Guy Gardner is one time they asked Hal and John if they can get him to help, and they're like, no.
Yeah.
It's okay, we don't need him. We don't
Right.
need him. So
I'm trying to think of an MCU character, like a Star-Lord almost, but more douchey.
okay. Well, I think with this, I don't really know what I'm looking for, because I don't know how this is even going to exist within whatever universe they're doing, or if they're even doing anything like that anymore. So if they kind of just, I think that benefits them, actually, having it set in an earlier time period, because they don't have to worry about any of that. Just keep it off to the side, let them do their things, establish the Green Lantern, go into all that lore, and you can use it as a building block if you ever do want to get into Hal or John later down the line.
It was trending the other day, released the Green Lantern scene from the Snyder Cut. Did you see that? He shot a scene with an actor, I can't remember his name, as John Stewart, and he was supposed to appear in the end instead of Martian Manhunter. He was going to be the one who recruits Bruce, which would have made more sense. Hey, I'm a lantern. I noticed some weird activity happening on this planet, like Alan in Invincible, so I've come to rally the troops here. I don't think it will connect to any sort of movie because there's just no foundation. There's nothing to definitively connect it to. You could connect it to Robert Pattinson's Batman or the Snyder universe or the third universe that exists outside the Snyder universe. There's basically there's 4 universes currently on DC movies because you have the Jokerverse as well with Joaquin Phoenix. So imagine Guy Gardner shows up in Joker. That's the way they choose to connect it.
Oh, actually, this is pretty funny. I was going to tweet it. I'll show you after.
Oh,
I don't want to spoil my tweet on.
Don't spoil the
on
tweet,
the pod.
even though that they're going to be listening to this after the tweet. There's enough lore and mythology there for them to create a series just focusing on the Green Lanterns, what they're doing in space politics,
Yeah.
with a personality that's reminiscent of many iconic characters from the 1980s. I think that's a good place to start for a Green Lantern franchise, endear the audience through a likable anti-hero sort. I mean, he's not an anti-hero, he's a fucking lantern. And open up the cosmic world. That's something that they have really never ever done with DC through the movies. You see it through Krypton and Darkseid appearing here and there, but opening it up in the way that Guardians did for the MCU.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That life exists in the cosmos.
That Martian Manhunter Martha thing is fucking strange, huh?
So he's so fucking he had another ridiculous idea that he put out there the other day. People are like, just stop. The Batman Lois Lane love thing.
That was the thing?
Yeah. He wanted Batman to like fall in love with Lois Lane and have a kid and shit.
What if you showed up at Batman's place as Martha? You forgot to change.
Right. Just Martha flying. It's Diane Lane.
What did Feige...
Come back for round 2?
What if people were shitting on Feige the other day?
For the Eternals thing. We talked about that.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was...
Oh, yeah, Chloe
so
Zhao.
amazed.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even mention the first look at Eternals. It looks a little washed out, doesn't it? These Marvel movies, man, they take these directors who can make such beautiful movies, and they're like, all right, but it's too pretty.
We barely got anything.
We barely got anything.
That was a teaser to teaser.
There's a teaser. It's weird because their Star Wars movies always look so much better than the MCU movies. I guess that's just an aesthetic they want to keep. Excited for that, though. It was nice to see Richard Madden with his head still on his neck because he died.
Yeah.
Is there any other major news to talk about besides Green Lantern?
I don't know. Let's see what's happening on Twitter.
I feel like
Early, though. Nothing ever happens on Twitter this early. The Bad Batch?
We need Kim Jong-un. Yeah, that's coming, right?
Yeah. A lot of Star Wars shit's trending today. May the 4th. Ah, fuck.
We didn't even start our podcast that way.
Good.
Demon Slayer makes movie history after topping the U.S. box office. That is, while sitting in the theaters for Demon Slayer and watching the previews, one of the previews was them trying to convince people to sign up for their fucking membership thing, right? And he's like, you can watch your favorite anime movies when they come out. It's amazing how popular anime has really gotten in the West, where Demon Slayer can top our box office, or Attack on Titan can be more popular than Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's just so it's cool how that's really grown over the last 30 to 40 years. I'm always just a fan of that.
Yeah, it is cool.
When one country is just a huge fan of something another country makes. We have that special relationship with Japan, right? We're always like kind of borrowing and stealing from each other.
Yeah, it's like the French fry.
Man, your word association, yeah, it's fucking tight. I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, big fan of the French fries here in America.
I love French fries, to tell you the truth.
Although I think it was made here. But we respected France so much, we put their name on it.
Wait, this movie has a R rating, this Demon Slayer movie?
I don't know, you saw it.
Did you watch The Mitchell vs. the Machines?
No, what's that?
It's a new animated movie on Netflix. A lot of people are loving it. It's about a young filmmaker who's trying to go to college, but then robots take over the world, so she's got to save the world before she goes to college.
I think if that ever happened, like, college would be the last thing on my fucking mind.
Well, she's really not having a great time with her family. They don't get
her. Is she a hero?
They don't get her. No, she's just a fucking kid.
So why is she taking on the robots?
Because they're the only family that can do it, you know? Danny McBride voices the father. He's all anti-technology. He's like, you kids with your phones.
Oh, so he kind of had like a told you so?
Right.
Yeah.
But then eventually he learns to embrace the technology and use it to his advantage, so she flips it on him.
She's going to spoil the whole movie for me, huh?
Sorry. It wasn't that great. A lot of people are liking it. I didn't like it. You want to go to fan questions?
Sure.
Could do a nice, quick and easy. There's definitely a fucking story we're missing, man.
Yeah, that happens.
Somebody did something, and we're going to be like, God damn it.
That's for the fan to decide.
Yay! People, you call up to the show, you better be ready. That's what you're supposed to do. Sitting there arguing and you're trying to spell your name and all of this other stuff. It's not your show, it's my show. I'm giving you the opportunity to speak your mind. Don't call up here unless you got something to say.
You know there were 17 dragons during the Dance of Dragons?
17?
Yeah. You couldn't have corrected me on that?
I didn't know off the top of my fucking
You're supposed
head.
to know this shit.
Okay, I'm sorry.
This first question here. First question of the pod from Stupid Millennial at Hugh Unit. Which show is the funniest? Curb, Parks and Rec, or Always Sunny? David Spence says, what about Community?
That's
I haven't seen Always Sunny or Community.
Yeah, Community's funny, but I wouldn't put it in the same category as the other three.
You know what? I have been watching Always Sunny here and there.
It's fucking hilarious.
It's fucking out of control. It really is. It's so unhinged.
Yeah. I mean, Curve is great, but pound for pound, laugh for laugh, Always Sunny. There's nothing close.
That's why I'm starting to get into it, because I always defended Family Guy as a show that laughs per minute. Mm-hmm. That's all they cared about. How many laughs per minute can we get? And Always Sunny kind of has those vibes to it. There's a genius to that, definitely. People sometimes will... I mean, people love that show, but they dismiss that style of comedy. But if you can get laughs, that's what comedy is.
I've been watching this clip of it's one of the characters. He's a bit depressed, and he's like, "Yep, I'm gonna drink myself to death." And Frank Danny DeVito goes, he's like, they're trying to cheer him up. He's like, "You know what I like to do when I get sad? So I drive around in a limousine, and I put champagne in the water balloons, and I find a bum. I beam him in the head, and it's all over him. And only a little bit gets in his mouth. And you say, how do you like a taste of the highlight, you sack of shit?" Everyone just says, like, that's awful. That's an awful thing to do to a human being.
Teddy is always quoting that. Teddy wishes he can live his life like those characters.
Oh, yeah.
That he could be that despicable and get away with it.
Have a taste of the high life, you sack of shit.
Danny DeVito.
So terrible. They're terrible people, but the way it's so fucking funny, though.
That's why they can get away with anything.
Yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, you're not the root for these people.
Yeah, you can't like them. It's hilarious, but you can't like them. This question here from Frank Estrab, at Frank_Estrab. Any plan to read Invincible as we wait for season 2? I think I'm going to skip the comic. I think because...
It's a big one, right?
It's a big one, and even reading some of the summaries of where the show and comic kind of meet, they change a lot.
Yeah.
They change the way that the story is paced. I'm just going to stick with the show. Hopefully that comic readers will keep the spoilers to themselves, which they mostly do when it comes to shows adapting material that's already out there.
That's weird. Like, I feel like... my only experience is like Attack on Titan, but I feel like with animes, they usually just rip it straight from the manga. Like,
yeah, no, it's usually just word for word.
Yeah,
they'll change some things, of course, lines of dialogue here and there. They'll maybe add a subplot, but no, it's yeah. I think about that often. You don't see that with comic book movies or comic book shows. It's interesting. I think at times it would benefit. I think like Scott Snyder's Batman run. That's a 7-season HBO show. Mm-hmm. Stick to the fucking comic. But yeah, that's interesting. And Invincible, same thing. Well, the changes that they made in Invincible were welcome changes for a lot of people that I've heard.
Okay.
And even reading the summary, obviously it's not the same as reading the actual comic, but I just thought the first season was better paced.
Right.
So, yeah. Are you going to read it?
No.
This question here from Soto at Soto. Do you think that TV shows set in the same universe are destined to fail from the start due to many plot holes that come up later? For example, main characters not showing up during big events. Well, that's interesting because Feige said that Doctor Strange they were planning for him to appear in WandaVision, and he was going to try and communicate through the radio, but they cut it. It's a fine line you have to walk because you don't want to undermine the lead of your show or movie by bringing in, like, I felt that they did this in The Mandalorian, and I'm standing by that. I thought that that's exactly what they did by bringing in Luke. But destined to fail, no. I think that's too strong.
No, they do a good job of balancing everything out. I think
they get away with it. I mean, yeah, you can nitpick and say he should have been here and there, but they get away with it.
No, and I think for the most part they've done a great job. And I don't think even adding shows into the mix, I mean, they have 20 movies to kind of, you would assume it would be the same difficulty. So I don't think now adding TV shows and things like that is going to change much or be too much of a challenge. It's just, you still have to be cognizant of what everyone else is doing, I guess, in that world and try to make it make sense why either they show up or they don't show up. But, yeah. You
don't want to have the plot holes be so obvious.
Right, it's like Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's like, it's their mission,
Right.
Maybe they could have used help, but, it was their mission, their own side thing, so you could forgive not having anyone else show up.
the showrunner for Falcon wanted Spider-Man to show up in the end, but Feige said no. I think that was the right call. When I was watching the final episode, I thought to myself, Spidey could just swing by, but just having him appear, he's going to be trending #1. That's all anyone's going to be talking about. You saw Spider-Man, the Captain America show? So that was the right call. And at times, I think it is. I thought Spider-Man could have certainly showed up in one of the Netflix shows. That was never going to happen, but that kind of just makes more sense. But yeah, it's Marvel has done a good job of it, and DC hasn't, right? This question here from Stupid Millennial. What's the most stereotypical Long Island thing you guys have done? Stereotypical Long Island thing.
Got into a fight at an Islanders game.
That is as Long Island as it can get. Who are you fighting? Fans of the opposing team?
So
Don't tell me it was fan-on-fan violence.
All right, so it was my buddies from college. We were going to a game, and one of my friends wore like a Ranger hat, and they weren't even playing the Rangers. So it's kind of a scumbag move, but whatever. We watched the game, and the game was over. These other Islander fans were like talking shit to him, and it was fun at first. But then the kid, like one of them, just kind of comes up behind him and like shoves him. He had the Rangers hat. That's another stereotypical Long Island thing to do. So we turn around and like they just like want to fight us, and we just had to fight. Dude, the biggest fucking kid came at me. He was like 6'4". So all I did, I just grabbed his fucking wrist as hard as I can, so he couldn't get a punch off, because he probably would have took my fucking head off. Just grabbed it, and then I just went in for a nice little single leg takedown and just laid there. Like, all right, this is the end of the fight for me.
Well done.
Yeah. No punches thrown.
Taking on your feet.
I won. Established dominance. Walked away.
You Charles Barkley'd him.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley when he just took down Shaq.
I'm not gonna square up with a 6'4" dude.
No.
He's twice the size of me.
Unless if it's Manny, because he's a bitch.
Yeah. Take out their legs and let them know. Like, if I wanted to, I could, but
Very top
I'm
heavy.
not going to do that. I'm a nice guy.
Kiss on the forehead.
I don't want to get arrested.
You stay right here. I'll get you a hot dog.
You want some popcorn?
Well, no, I've never done anything that Long Island. I mean, maybe fall asleep on the train.
Oh, that happens to me all the time.
Yeah. Actually, I've never missed my stop, but I do fall asleep. The adrenaline wakes me up.
Yeah, getting drunk on the LIRR is probably the most Long Island thing you could do.
Yeah. Screaming, shouting, singing. Bacon, egg, and cheese. This question here again.
Joel.
From Stupid Millennial. He's on fire. Is J.K. Rowling a bad writer?
Yeah,
Bad screenwriter. I think that's a fact. She just doesn't know how to write a movie, and there's a clear difference there. Which she's just too wordy, too descriptive, and it doesn't work as a movie. She's writing novels when it comes to her screenwriting, so that's taken care of. Her books.
I never read her books.
Harry Potter is very much a series where I feel that she started to tell the story she wanted to tell by book 5. And the first 4 are kind of just adventures of the year rather than adventures of the week.
Mm-hmm.
But book 5 is when you get into the nitty-gritty. Introducing the Deathly Hallows at the very end, to me, is criminal, because the mythology there is so interesting, but it's clearly something she just thought of at the end.
Well, you actually like really agree with her like on a personal level, right?
About them having to magically discard their poop? Yes. That I think is very believable. This question here from Kale. Actually, I want to say no. Of course, I don't fucking agree with you. I don't know why.
You do that to me all the time.
Oh, yeah, I do. Weird stance to take at this point in your life. She was one of the most beloved figures. She was never problematic. The only thing that you can really get on her for was the stupid changes to the Harry Potter canon. But weird. People are weird. This question here from Kale at Vegetable. How would you feel about an open world Game of Thrones game? And who would you play? What era would you want it to be set? I'd want to be a sellsword, badass, but with a heart of gold. That would be an interesting story. A sellsword that kind of travels through Westeros, taking on different jobs for the different houses, getting caught up in the politics of it all. Maybe you end the series as a lord, something like that. Your own Bronn adventure.
Yeah,
Set in a time that's not in the
I wouldn't want
main
it to be
story.
Yeah,
like 100 years before.
Mm-hmm.
And you just get some dope ass writers to write a 24-hour game.
That'd be cool. Yeah, like
he's talked about that in the past. I think eventually we'll see it.
yeah. I mean, Lord of the Rings had the games.
Yeah, good games too.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow of Mordor. This question here from FPL Honey Badger: would ye have any interest in reviewing The Wheel of Time when it airs in 2021? Maybe if it's good. It's we've talked about it before. It's a fantasy book series that we both haven't read. Teddy definitely hasn't. If it comes out and it gets great reviews, we're gonna hop on that bitch. Wheel of Time, the new Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Well,
Then we speed read the books.
When's it coming out? 2021.
End of 2021.
Okay. I mean, I need a new fucking show. When's the last show? I know we had Falcon and Invincible, but those are established.
We're in a drought where there isn't it's like Jordan, the NBA after Jordan retired. We're waiting for LeBron.
Yeah. So that Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones era was so fucking good. Even House of Cards, the first couple seasons were fucking phenomenal. It's so many different things going at the same time. And
We're in a little bit of a drought.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of the shows that could potentially become the next Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones are in their early stages.
Mm-hmm.
Something like The Boys. And then Westworld kind of just fizzled out, where the hype surrounding that show isn't even there.
Mm.
But what won best series at the Emmys? Best drama series?
Ozark? No, I don't think so.
I mean, even Ozark. I'm excited for season 4, but yeah, like I said, we're waiting for our LeBron. Maybe it's House of the Dragon. This question here from Noah: bigger turnaround, Justice League to Snyder Cut or Amazing Spider-Man 2 to Spider-Man Homecoming? I think Amazing Spider-Man 2 to Homecoming, without a doubt. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is awful, and I hate it. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, but not like bits and pieces. I don't think I ever sat through it start to finish. Well, it's two different universes in terms of even within just Spider-Man in general. Whereas Justice League to Snyder Cut, they're kind of the same movie, same cast, same premise for most part, but it's the changes are very much more noticeable because you have something to compare and contrast on.
Right. I also think that Amazing Spider-Man 2, the jump there is bad movie, really good movie. The Justice League jump for me is Justice League okay, Snyder Cut good. So, but like you said, two different franchises and hard to compare, but I will. This question here from Capicola at Another Icarus: American versus British matchup. Leo, De Niro, and Brando versus Daniel Day, Gary Oldman, and Christian Bale. Who wins? I hate to go against my country here, but Jesus, you just set them up to fucking get slaughtered. I mean, Brando's got to carry that squad. I love De Niro.
Oh, let's hear. All right, come on. That's all right. Leo versus Bale.
Bale.
I think Leo's a better actor.
You don't believe that.
I do.
You're just saying that for the pod.
No, I do. Bale's very good.
Christian Bale is so much better. He's a fucking chameleon. Is there a role Christian Bale can't play? He could do American. He can do British. He could do evil. He could do good guy. He could do straight man. He could probably do a fucking rom-com if he wanted to.
No, I'm still...
He's more dynamic. Leo's your boy. But
oh, yeah, look, I get fat, then I get skinny.
He does that a lot, yeah. Okay, Leo ate... What did he eat? Didn't he...
Leo's never bombarded a set member during a shoot.
Well, maybe his movies would be a little better. Maybe he should have did that on J. Edgar. Imagine him yelling at Clint Eastwood.
Was it De Niro versus...
So Leo versus... Well, Leo's matched up. We'll match him up against Bale because we don't want to put him up against the other two.
I mean, it's an era
Let's be
thing.
kind to... Yeah. So De Niro would have to go up against...
Oldman.
Once again, I love Robert De Niro, but Gary Oldman is top 5 conversation.
I don't like this.
Wouldn't you agree, though?
I don't like this.
And then Brando versus Daniel Day, I think that's the toughest one because it's two legends, even though Daniel Day is a living legend.
Yeah. I'd actually go Daniel Day there.
Me too, kinda. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just set up our boys to fail.
But I don't know. Could there be a better American roster to go up against them?
Who are the best? I'd put Chadwick there over Leo. I think Chadwick has a better case against Christian Bale. I really do.
You're ridiculous.
Like Al Pacino, maybe. No, dude, the British are better actors because they train from an earlier age. All their actors go to acting school. They all act on the stage and then they come onto films. That's always the case with.
How about that Revolutionary War?
Good point.
Yeah.
They might be better actors, but we're better fighters. Like I'm looking up Google best American actors: Tom Hanks, Denzel, Al Pacino, Morgan Freeman, Jack Nicholson, maybe Jack. These guys are gonna get eaten up by these other 3 British dudes.
Yeah, Denzel in there. Tom Hanks.
Would you take Denzel over Gary Oldman? He really hit us with the 3 greatest British actors of all time.
I think Denzel matches up pretty well with Gary Oldman.
Okay. This question here from Mac Jones Curious. And Nick is down bad. Favorite Better Call Saul character?
Saul?
You don't watch. Yeah, right? I think Saul has become a better character than Walter White. Maybe the performance isn't better, but the characters, I think, become more interesting. But Mike, to me, is the best character on that show. He's just so cool. I hope I can be a badass old man like that one day. We'll take one more question. This question here from Danny, Idaho. When is the Suit World Tour now that Bo is partnered with Amazon? You didn't see that yesterday?
What?
They tweeted at me, Amazon Prime Video.
Really?
They were like, can we use your tweet in a upcoming video?
What was your tweet?
It was just like Invincible Episode 8 is a masterpiece.
Oh, cool.
Like, I really like it.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. They DM me. They slid in my DMs.
Really?
Yeah. At first, they went public.
What can we get?
Jesus.
Can we get anything from them?
I was going to say, can
We got screeners, right?
somebody commented on the last pod. They're like, Amazon just kind of hands out screeners to everyone.
Yeah. Well,
And I was like, yeah, no, that's why we were very upset because we never got screeners. We see everybody with screeners for every movie, and it's just like the soup is blacklisted.
what are you gonna do?
Question here, final question in honor of May the 4th from Bro Catan at Music City Nerd, friend of the show. What are your top 5 Star Wars movie scenes? Top 5s are always tough off the top of the head.
Yeah.
I always hate asking them from you guys. It is tough. I would go 1 is Twin Suns on Tatooine. 2 would be Yoda lifting the X-Wing. Actually, flip those. 3 would be Kylo Ren's opening scene. 4 would be the fight between Vader and Luke in Empire. And 5 would be Rey and Finn escaping on the Millennium Falcon when they first meet.
Nice little mix of everything. No prequel
No
series.
prequel love. God damn it.
So I am
the Senate.
Yeah. That's a good scene. Uh,
The writing in that scene just got so much better than the other movies.
yeah, I think the Luke Vader at the end of Empire is probably the best, most iconic. I'm gonna go all fight scenes because I don't feel like thinking too hard about it.
Fair enough.
Mustafar fight
It's
scene.
only May the 4th.
Anakin, Obi-Wan for obvious reasons.
That's your number 1?
No,
Oh.
I just said the Vader and Luke one.
Oh, right. Sorry.
I'll go there, fight at the end of Return of the Jedi. I'll do the throne room scene, Kylo and Rey.
Bad choreography.
But
If you really look close at it.
but it's just about the moment. And then I'll go fight scene. Luke at the end of Mandalorian just to piss you off.
Doesn't count. That's a TV show.
Okay.
I thought you were going to go
Then I'll
Obi-Wan
put
versus Jango Fett.
the chess match.
What was the chess match? Oh, from the first one? I'm like, was there a badass chess match in Star Wars? This is for the fate of the universe. All right, guys, thank you for listening to this episode of the Nerd Tube Podcast. We'll be back next week, Friday. No, this week. My brain is fucking broken, man. I don't know why you guys are still listening. This is a joke. Aaron, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, no. My pleasure. Wish I could take a nap right now.
Pause time. Take a
I don't
nap.
like naps anymore.
Why?
I feel like so disoriented when I wake up, especially later on in the day. You wake up like 6 and you're like, ugh.
You need to time your naps better.
I know.
LeBron James, like I said, he takes a 2-hour nap every day. He gets his 8 hours, 2-hour nap.
I used to love the nap.
Well, would you look at that? It's finally over. Hey guys, Bo Oliver here for one final send-off. Now, before I beg you guys to like and share this video, I'd like to thank our very special Patreon pledgers. We are very proud of the community we've been able to build here at NerdTube, and it would not have been possible without our Patreon supporters. You guys are the true MVPs of this channel. Everything I've said, you keep the fridge full, you keep the lights on. There aren't enough words to thank you guys, but we'll do it anyway. Thank you. And we have a few videos coming up that have been suggested to us by Patreon pledgers. My Hero Academia, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Full Metal Alchemist will be reviewed by Marissa and yours truly, and Castlevania, which will be reviewed by Marissa and Aaron. And if you'd like to consider donating to our Patreon page, you can visit patreon.com/nerdzoop and check out some of the rewards we offer to our listeners. And really, we'd like to thank everyone who takes the time out of their day to watch our videos. Patreon pledger or not, your support is what keeps us motivated to keep giving the world our opinions on movies and TV shows and video games and pop culture, even though no one asked for it. We're still here, we're still yapping, and we hope you continue to join us. I'm Bo Oliver, and I support this message.